Forever. Dog.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1. That means it's time for the best show, everybody. Welcome back on another Tuesday night. It's the best show. My name's Tom Scharpling, and we have a great episode for you tonight. Who is going to be on the show? What are we going to do? Well, why don't you listen and find out, stupid? I can't talk that way at the audience. Oh, boy, I'm going to get in trouble with Forever Dog for that one. Oh, no. Oh, boy, sorry. No, everybody. Tonight we have on the show, we have the amazing band, Daniel Romano's Outfit. We have a full session from them on the show tonight. And then we also will be talking very quickly soon. Going to just play the theme and the song and then jump right into it. TOBY AIMES. I'm going to embarrass him. Oh my God, why I never said his name. Amias. Oh boy, I'm going to really get in trouble with Forever Dog now. I'm being called on the carpet for not getting a guest name right. No, but I will say this. TOBY directed a truly amazing movie about King Crimson called In the Court of the Crimson King. King Crimson at 50. We'll talk to him in a few minutes. So let's get right to it. The phone number is 201-989-0012. The magic begins now. Start the theme, please. Yeah! Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of The Best Show here on a Tuesday night in October of 2022. How y'all doing tonight? My name's Tom Scharpling, the host of The Best Show for you this evening and every Tuesday night. Welcome, my friends, to the show that never ends. We just heard Cat Food by King Crimson from In the Wake of Poseidon, their second album. And usually we chit-chat, we take our time, we ease into stuff. Not tonight, Jack. We got places to go and people to meet, and our guest is in he's in London, and I want to be able to talk to him before he falls asleep. Can we bring him on, please? Oh, there you are. We got TOBY. TOBY, how do you say your last name?
You said it perfectly the first time, Tom. AIMES.
AIMES, okay. And then I started to maul it as I went further down a hole of embarrassment.
I've had an unusual name for 55 years, so I'm used to it being mauled. Don't worry.
Well, I apologize. It doesn't mean I shouldn't apologize for it, and I apologize. TOBY AIMES, what matters to everybody, beyond your last name getting said correctly, is that you are the director of a movie called In the Court of the Crimson King, King Crimson at 50, and I have seen the movie. I've watched it a couple times now, and it is, as a super fan, of the band, taking on 50 years of catalog. Would you be able to lean back a scooch, Toby? I want you to just stay on frame so we can
How's
see
that?
your handsome face. Oh, that's perfect.
There we go. That's better. I'm just worried you'll see something incriminating in the background.
Oh, that's what I want to see. I'm looking.
Widescreen.
This is actually a sting operation, and it's a long con is what we're doing here. We created a show. We had you on as a guest. We did it for 20 years. And after tonight, we get you. We pack up. Mission accomplished.
Frankly, I'm flattered. The feds have been after me for a long time, but you're the first person to come close, Tom.
Oh, well, we're going to get you.
Cop.
We're going to get you. That's a fair cop. That's the... 50 years of legacy. It's one of the most daunting tasks imaginable. A band that has taken on so many configurations, so many changes of personnel, changes of sound, style, look, everything. And it's kind of the purpose of the band. We'll talk more about that in a second. But I just want to start off by tipping my invisible hat to you, because you captured 50 years of something that seems impossible to wrangle. You did an amazing job of that. So congratulations on that.
Thank you, Tom. It wasn't easy.
I can't imagine it was. And well, just before we get into it, what is how and when and where are people going to be able to see the movie? Let's just put that out there, because that's what everybody's going to be asking.
I think it's playing in not very many, but in a couple of cinemas in the States on the evening of the 19th, which is next Wednesday, I believe. And then on the 22nd of October, which is a week on Saturday, it's going to be available for a stream on nugs.net. If you just type in nugs.net/King Crimson, you'll find it there.
And I believe that might be Nugs with 2 G's, I believe. Right?
Possibly.
I think it is, yeah. And then there will be a physical release forthcoming at some stage also. I saw it listed on a mailing, and then that there's going to be some bonkers.
Yeah, I think it's a 60 DVD box set.
A 60, great. Well, keeping in line with the band, that would make perfect sense. Also,
it's a Star box set. It's available in 2 forms, I think, one of which has lots and lots of extras, one of which is just the film itself.
And it's 1G. I apologize. I'm apologizing to you all night, Toby. Nugs has 1G. I don't know what I was thinking. Well, I do know what I was thinking. I was thinking of nuggets. But nugs.net, nugs.net. You can stream the movie in a week or so. Well, let's get to the movie, the matter at hand. King Crimson, what was your first exposure to the band, and when was your first exposure to the band?
Probably the afternoon of the morning that Robert asked me to make the film.
Okay, so you came into this as a filmmaker first.
As an innocent. Yes.
Okay.
I knew Robert's work with Bowie, and particularly with Eno, but I'd not actually been really aware of King Crimson at all to that point. I grew up in England as punk rock was happening. I was too young to be a punk per se, but I was very impressionable, and so I heard Johnny Rotten on the radio and so on, telling me not to listen to prog rock dinosaurs and so on. So I'd not really paid them very much attention. And I was sort of vaguely aware of them, but they were not, I don't think that they were sort of sufficiently acid drenched for me to get into them because of psychedelia. And they probably weren't funky enough for me to get into them from the sort of the jazz fusion side of things. So although sort of listening to the Discipline period band, I realized that they're a sort of great post-punk band in a way that I don't think they ever get credit for. But I'm something of a convert now. Okay. But I think that was part of the reason Robert wanted me in there, was because I was a legitimate filmmaker, but at the same time, not somebody who came with a particular agenda or even fondness for King Crimson. So it's not an objective film I've made, but it's a film from the point of view of somebody who's more focused perhaps on the whys than the hows.
That makes a lot of sense. It's somebody coming in, a super fan coming in would maybe not be able to let go of this, not be able to move past certain things if they were not fully explored, because that's what's resonating for them the most. They've got all of their baggage with it.
Yeah.
And when we say Robert, we're talking about Robert Fripp, who's the guitarist of the band, who is the sole constant of King Crimson over 50 years. He's the even though he kind of he denies being the leader of the band and being the driving force and looks at it as a collective, and he's still the last man standing with the band. So
it's like a collective, like the UN Security Council is a collective. But as Tom York said of his place in Radiohead, he's America.
Mm-hmm. He is one of the most. He's such an interesting character. What were your first impressions of him, and how did your impressions of him evolve as the filmmaking went on?
I mean, I'm tempted to say from positive to negative, but that wouldn't be entirely true. I knew Robert socially because my family's from the same town that he lives in. So I'd met him socially, and I'd worked with him on a radio program that I'd made. I used to make radio documentaries. But the Robert I met on tour was very different. Somebody who was almost wholly dedicated to the music that he was making and the particular methodologies that he approaches music making for. And I think very rapidly he found my presence a distraction and an impediment to doing what was important to him on tour. So there was a fair bit of, if not active conflict, I'd say friction between him wanting to do the best possible show he could and me wanting to make the best possible film I could. So it was pretty difficult for a long time actually to sort of to get the material that I felt was necessary to make a film that would give people an understanding of what was going on and why it was going on. Sure.
Because one of the constants with King Crimson is when they perform live, it is a very strict no phones, no video policy. There's no cameras because the band has always had this they just don't want their mistakes put on the thing, which would make everybody get self-conscious, or at least that's how I've heard it explained, was that it's...
I'm not sure, Tom, I'm reluctant to disagree with you, but my sense is much more that it is about the creation of a unique moment. And so it's not so much about being concerned about a mistake being repeated or broadcast after that. It's more that there's a distinct relationship between the audience and the band and the music that sort of exists between those two parties, and that a flash or going off or somebody noticing that somebody's doing it would take people out of that moment.
Sure. I mean, I think it's a little bit of both, but I agree with you. Ultimately, you're 100% right. And I'm kind of right also on this one, because I heard them say he doesn't want cameras there. That's what he doesn't want, because he's described it as a sacred experience, a performance for both the audience.
Did he throw you out of a show, Tom?
No, I would be terrified to even think to remember I had a phone in my pocket, let alone look at it during the show. And I also wouldn't want to. There is something special about getting to see a performance in the 21st century where you're not looking through the person in front of your seat. You're not looking through their phone to see the band.
For sure.
It does create a special atmosphere. And
Try making a film in that environment.
well, I can only imagine. Where were you? Where were you? Like literally shoot? Because you were. How much access did you have during performances to shoot?
Technically none.
Okay.
So there were a couple of it. There was one instance, which is the sort of the end shot of the film, where I made it on stage at the Royal Albert Hall. Just after they'd finished, but I did get into big trouble for that. And then there's also another shot of Bill Rieflin performing that I got when I was hidden very far in the audience at a show in Paris. But no, it was very hard. And one of the big challenges was that King Crimson is described as a way of doing things, but also it has a way of doing things. And that way of doing things is not necessarily conducive to making a film. So oftentimes there was conflict, and other times that I would have to sort of be surreptitious in how I got material. One of the good things about that dynamic, though, was that in talking to Robert and the management about this dynamic, I said, well, if you don't want me filming you live, I need to get closer cinematically than I'm currently allowed to. So can we do a performance which is just for the cameras, make the cameras the audience?
Sure.
And that translated into a performance they did at their rehearsal space in Tring, which forms one of the narratives of the show. And it also is a unique element to the film because nobody's seen the band play like that. Yeah,
it was interesting to see them kind of facing each other. Is that the footage you're talking about?
Yeah.
It's
sort of in the round.
Yeah, it's really well, even in spite of the challenges, you did a pretty amazing job of telling the story from a performance standpoint, and also from the people behind the band. You just mentioned Bill Rieflin, and that's one of the that was one of the most powerful threads running through this movie is his just his final couple years of living. He was very sick during this iteration of the band and passed away a couple years ago by this point now, 2020.
Yeah.
And I thought that was, you got some seriously beautiful conversation with Bill that was just, I'm so glad you got that. It was really special to see. And how heavy was that on a constant process, knowing how ill he was and that it's a matter of, I guess, when he's going to pass away, which is what he said, and not if. To actually have to go, you got to ask this guy questions, and where he's at in terms of pain and all of his limitations and suffering.
I don't know what's harder, sort of watching your friend die, or watching your friend at the end of their life, or editing your friend at the end of their life. Probably the editing, in a way, because there's just so much regret and pain associated with that process. Bill's an extraordinary individual, and he also, perhaps more than any other member of the band, had a really acute understanding of his relationship with the camera, both in terms of just being playful with it, but also I think he was aware that I would be particularly interested in his story, because, I think as a filmmaker, you're always looking for reasons to show an audience that something is meaningful and worth their attention. And when you've got somebody who is choosing to spend the last months of their life playing in a band, it very clearly demonstrates to people why it matters, or that it matters. It was, I was fortunate with Bill that he was so eloquent that he was also able to express why it mattered. And I think that we never had a specific conversation about how his death and his dying would work in the context of the film. But I think he was acutely aware that he was giving a lot of himself to me and my camera for the sake of the film. And that provides a weight to the film that I think is perhaps unusual in most music documentaries.
Yeah, and there's something.
But then King Crimson have a weight that is unusual in most bands.
Absolutely. There's something about, he says in it that he had a conversation with a doctor to do the things that it's time to think about doing the things he wants to do with the time he has left. And there's something very validating for you that one of the things was to participate in this movie to the degree that he did.
Mm.
So that's, I think that's a testament to what you were doing and how you captured all of these guys. It's really, I saw him do a Q&A at one of these fan things before a show that they'll often do, where a member of the band will come out and talk to whoever is a part of whatever the thing is I got in on it for, like talking to like 30 people. And he came out.
Package.
The Royal Package is what it was, yes. And it was in Red
Which
Bank.
Is not Robert Fripp's underpants.
That's between you and him. Bill Rieflin came out and talked to everybody, and he was I had no idea he was ill. He was very kind and very generous with his time, and took a lot of time to talk to this one young guy who is a musician there, and really, really kind of like a high character thing he did, and gave a lot of time and energy. And now knowing that he was so ill makes that much more impressive. So you coming into this not necessarily as a fan first, the relationship to the music, what parts started to resonate with you? Where are you at with their music now? Oh, you might be a little sick of it. Of course, you had to go make a movie about it, but where does the band live with you just musically? Oh, there he goes. We lost him.
Quite a long way away. There are parts of King Crimson's music on record that I really love, really, really love.
Sure.
And then in about 4 bars, there generally turns up a part that I don't really love. And I think that, so on record, I find them frustrating. Just when I was listening to Cat Food then, I was like, it wasn't like I was like, is this never going to end? It's just that there are so many false endings in that song. I was like, how is this ever going to end if they keep on doing this? It must have been a nightmare for like classic rock DJs back in the day, trying to work out at what point to fade it out or start talking over it. I just
well,
really...
I don't think the thing in America was that they weren't playing King Crimson. That's the solution to that problem. They were not a big radio band at all in the U.S.
Okay.
It just wasn't a thing. It was more of a, in the 70s, it was more of a, here's the album you need to get. I mean, the first album, of course, but everything beyond that, I never heard any of those songs as a kid on the radio. Anything beyond maybe 21st Century Schizoid Man or the Court of the Crimson King.
Yeah.
Just those things were all records I had to find. I heard when I heard the album.
Right.
So.
But likewise, they were not a band that I ever really heard on UK radio either, I suppose. But to sort of answer your question, I don't listen to them on record, really. I like Red. I suppose if I had to pick an album, I would pick that because it's sort of punk and metal. Sort of, it sort of prefigures both of those things.
Sure.
But live, I just thought they were magnificent. It's sort of, it's, if I can point out to one of the many failings of my film, It's that I don't think anything, as Robert says this as well. It's like nothing can capture that band live except experiencing them live, and a lot of my friends. I used to live in New York, and a lot of my friends either live in New York or Los Angeles, and they're roughly my age, and they also were lucky enough to see the Discipline band and so on, and so I wished I'd seen those iterations, but this last iteration with the three drummers, it was it really was, as somebody said in the film, it's like an occult experience. It's sort of, I went to school in a cathedral in the UK, but I never had an experience as powerful and profound musically in that specifically religious environment as I did at a couple of King Crimson shows.
Yeah.
And it's a great shame that it looks like it's unlikely that they're going to play live again, because I would just love more people to experience that. I've seen live. I adore live music, and I love live bands that do sort of keep you in the moment, give you a sense that what you're experiencing, even if they've played exactly the same songs in exactly the same order the night before, that it's still a unique experience. And the King Crimson live was that, but on this monumental scale. It was absolutely extraordinary.
Yeah, no, those shows are, it really was a true experience to watch a band with three drummers up front, boom, 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 and the rest of the band on a riser. And it just created this kind of force that it was just, you had to be there is ultimately what it was. I've not, any of the things I've listened to of the live shows or watched the DVD of things, it just falls short of what it felt like to be in that room and to feel just the power and the precision of this thing happening in front of you. I don't even know how to put that to words. It was it's a really special experience. And it seems like the rumblings are that 50 years in, Fripp hit the lineup that he wanted to, that he was always searching for, that it seems like it might be done. Is that the general consensus?
I can't speak for what's going on.
I understand that completely. I know everything's conjecture until...
It's not even that. I will drive myself crazy. I decided about 3 years ago just to I put stuff into the film that give the audience an opportunity to try and work out what's going on in there. But I think I'd go nuts. And also, I don't want to speak for him. One of the reasons I'm interested in making the film is to give him an opportunity to speak for himself, and also to give people who've interacted with him an opportunity to speak of their experience. So, but in terms of like what the future is for that band, I'm not entirely sure. They've broken up for good several times already. So I don't know, what the future holds for them. Personally, I'd love to see them play live again.
Oh, absolutely. I would love that. It would be just to get one more shot. And that's something you touch on in the movie, is that that Robert Fripp kind of has dedicated himself to making this thing run at the level that it runs at, and that there is some sort of toll because people keep wanting it again and again. Once is never enough for people who've experienced it, and there seems to be some sort of price that he has paid to maintain that level, and sometimes it comes off as an adversarial relationship with the fans, but to me, it always struck me as somebody's got to take care of business, and if you can't get both. Either you're going to get a guy who is your best friend, or you're going to get this version of King Crimson. Pick which one you want. And he's picking to give you the performance and maybe not be your pal. That's how I've always taken the
Yeah, I mean, I think
struggle.
that's quite a sort of binary delineation of it there. But I think broadly speaking, I agree with you. I think one of the things that I found so interesting about seeing those dynamics at play and that conflict between like enjoying yourself and making great art is that it's clear that if you apply strict discipline, you can achieve extraordinary things. I think people fighting on the front line in Ukraine are very aware of that at the moment. But simultaneously, I think all good films have a sort of central dilemma in them that give the audience something to talk about on the way home, or sort of, as they're experiencing the film, they see this dialogue play out. And one of the things that I thought was so fascinating to witness when I was filming King Crimson was seeing the thing of like, yes, they create extraordinary music, but they also seem to be quite miserable at the same time. And for some members of the band, it's worth it. And other members of the band, it's not. But crucially, even if it is worth it, you're still fucking miserable.
Yeah.
And frankly, I am over the moon to be out of that environment.
Yeah,
whilst I've got enormous respect and admiration for what they've achieved and so on, and I'm acutely aware that there's a lot of suffering involved in art, I also don't want to be miserable for the sake of art for the rest of my life.
Sure. One of the ex-members describes it, likens it to having a low-level cold, or you realize you've had a cold for 10 years and that leaving the band, suddenly the cold went away.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's interesting though, because we are seeing this new version of Robert Fripp in a way where he seems like he has some sort of, like he's taking a slight step toward things he never took a step toward, where he's making these fun cover songs that he does with his wife, Toya. He's just did a little speaking tour in the US of just answering questions from fans, like just straight Q&As, putting himself out there in front of fans. He did a congratulations video for me that the Best Show producer Jason got me when I wrote a book last year, and Jason got me a video from Robert saying congratulations on the video, and then he said, "Hey, I ordered your book, and also when I'm playing in New Jersey, I'd like you to come see the show. There's 2 tickets on my guest list." And then I'm in Los Angeles now. I had been in New Jersey. So then I wrote saying, "Hey, I'm in Los Angeles now." And then he emailed me back and said, "Well, I'll put you on the Los Angeles list." Very excited. Like he was like, that does not seem like the Robert Fripp that people have been dealing with for 50 years. What do you think? Is that a softening, or is that him feeling comfortable in his own skin? What would you attribute that to?
Again, with the proviso that I don't keep my sanity by thinking too much about what's going on.
I'm not asking you to solve the puzzle. I'm just asking for your angle on the thing.
I think it's great, that he is trying new things, but I think that's also something that is great about King Crimson, is that, as Bill Bruford says in the film, it's a tool that needs resharpening. Change is a big part of what the band is about. So I think that I think oftentimes if you become well known, that can be a cage that people have a set of expectations of you, and you feel an obligation to fulfill them, whether that's by, coming across as a tyrant, or something else. So, but also, whilst I had a lot of difficulty working with, or rather in spite of Robert, when I was working with the band on tour, I've seen lots of different sides to him. And I was very glad that I don't want to give it away, but that in spite of this sort of very strict, rather dry, as Trey Gunn says, occasionally precious character you see a lot on screen, that we do get evidence of his really excellent sense of humor at the very end of the film. And so it was important for me when I was making the film to show as many sides of his personality as possible. And I think, the fact that he is seeking to broaden himself in a way, but that's the idea that Robert Fripp is not broad, is facile, but that he's trying new things. I think is great for him.
Sure. And in terms of showing them many sides to him, we'll start to wrap it up here so you can get to bed. It's all coming up on 3 a.m. for you in London right now.
Tom, I've got hours left in me if you want me.
Look, that sounds like a challenge, and it will be your famous last words, buddy.
Next time you're doing a 24-hour show, I'm there with you.
Oh, I would love it. We had who did we have from the fall call in? Oh my God, it was
Mark Riley.
No, it wasn't Mark. It was
Bricks.
It wasn't Bricks. It was Paul. It was Paul Hanley, right? Yeah, and he was
Speaking of difficult band leaders.
Yeah, that would be a nice square off, huh? You get Marky Smith against Robert Fripp. Who'd win that battle?
You just wouldn't get them to do it, though, would you? That's the thing. You
Well,
wouldn't even get them close.
We'll all have to get
now,
to heaven.
especially.
We'll all have to get to heaven. It was Paul Hanley. That's what's waiting for us on the other side, Toby. Is if we're good people in this life, we get to see Marky Smith and Robert Fripp square off in heaven. Or hell.
Sure
Might be hell too. Who knows?
I don't think it would be heaven if you got
Okay.
that going.
There's all these different sides of Fripp that you get across in this documentary. There's a very vulnerable part of the movie when he's talking about when he was on a little bit of a spiritual journey. And can you tell us about that a little bit without, you don't have to tip it what happens in the movie, but it seems like it was a very intense, meaningful part of his life.
Yeah, I think it was. There's a bit in the film, again, I won't give up, which is very, very strange. And when I was recording it, I was both genuinely concerned, but also acutely aware that like, if I'd actually managed to record it, it would be an extraordinary moment of cinema, and also something to experience in an actual movie house would be quite uncomfortable and also a powerful experience. Robert has a notion that duration is subjective, and so that particular moment, that's, again, I don't want to give away too much of it, but you really get an understanding of the subjective nature of time there.
It's a very vulnerable moment that is not a brief moment.
It's certainly not, and it's not expected, and it's it gives you a sense that there is a lot more going on there than any of the caricatures that people have of Robert, and to be fair, some of the ones that perhaps he encourages people to have of him as well. So he's a most extraordinary man, and perhaps the only bit of editorializing I'd like to sort of say is that I think King Crimson is also an extraordinary band, but one of the reasons it's an extraordinary band, apart from the fact that it's got an extraordinary individual at the heart of it, is that that's not enough for him. He wants it to be more than just the extension of him. And so it's very important to get other people in there to turn it into something else but also I think one of the core conflicts of that band and being in that band is that nobody's entirely sure what King Crimson is, because it's a fluid notion.
It is ultimately, that's a fantastic way of saying it, because for a band that's been around as long as they have, they are still this incredible mystery ultimately. And it's been a very deliberate act of preserving mystery with them, that you get what they present to you and you don't get a whole lot more than that. That is what you get, is what you can parse and interpret. It's not a band of behind the scenes this or that. The product, the music does the talking.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the difficulties that Robert had with the filmmaking process, is that I think he felt that you do find King Crimson in the music more than you do in what anybody's opinions are, even if those people have been actively involved in creating this idea of King Crimson. I mean, am I allowed to swear on this show?
Well, you know what? For you, yes.
Okay, well, it's a total headfuck, but in a really, really great way, and I think there is a parallel for me in terms of how I like to make films, in that, like, I don't want to tell the audience what to think. I'd like to I dive in there, I get lost in the subject matter, but I'm not looking to sort of go, well, it's this and this and this and this and this. I, give the audience the raw material with which that they can make up their own minds. And I think that King Crimson, in a much subtler and more sophisticated way, does something similar. They don't give you too much that you can immediately know what it is. It's like the real power of that band is something that happens deep, deep inside you.
Yeah.
But there is definitely something happening there.
Absolutely. And once again, I will say you did such a truly impressive job taking all of that, taking the difficulties, and you told a really compelling story that I think people who don't even know the music will get intrigued by the band, or at least the people in the band. It's a great story, and it's a great movie. It's in the Court of the Crimson King, King Crimson at 50, and it's going to be playing in certain theaters next week, and you can get it.
In New Jersey.
Sorry?
New Jersey's representing us.
New Jersey's representing you? I'm in LA. I hope everybody in New Jersey has a great time singing.
I would encourage people to go to our website, www.itcotck.com, where they can put in details of their local movie theater and get the film shown. Because, it's a bit like the difference between seeing a band live and listening to them on record. Cinema is the live experience.
Absolutely. No, it's an amazing movie. I hope everybody sees it. And once again, thanks for coming on the show, and congratulations.
Thank you very much, Tom.
Okay.
Really appreciate it.
We'll see you soon.
I'll see you in another 4 years when I've made another movie.
Come on the 48-hour marathon. We're
all right, you're
gonna
on.
Start doing that next week. And it will be my final show, because I will die. Toby Aimes, thank you so much.
Thanks, Tom. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye. Well, that was fun, right? Was that fun?
You talking to me?
I'm talking to the audience, Toby. I'm saying we all had fun. That was a fun interview.
I had a great time. See you later.
Bye. Well, that was fun. I don't want him yelling at me. No, it was a good time. Seriously, it's a great movie. You all know it's one of my favorite bands. And that dude brought a very tricky thing to life. So kudos to you, Toby Aimes. Let's take a couple calls. How about that? A couple calls? Hello, Best Show. Hello, Best Show.
Tom?
Hi.
Can you hear me?
I can, yes. To whom am I speaking?
All right, I'm pulling my car over right now. This is Jesse from Seattle.
Jesse from Seattle. How are you, Jesse?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. What's going on tonight?
That conversation, I was just like, I got so sucked into that. That was insanely cool.
Oh, great. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I've been looking forward to talking to him, and the movie is it's a great movie.
Yeah, that was an awesome thing to be able to listen to you guys chatting. I like that a lot. But yeah, I'm doing well. I just was driving across the country from Jacksonville, Florida, back to Seattle.
Wow, that is truly across the country. How long has that been going on?
It was 4.5 days. I'm literally
4.5 days. That's it. That's only 4.5 days.
Yeah. Yeah, and I did it by myself too.
Did you ever leave your car?
Yeah, I did. I slept in the car for a couple of nights, but I also got like hotels, and and did that, that whole thing. I took a couple of walks, but I think my muscles could use probably some more activity at some point.
Sure. No, I think that's probably a good idea. Probably got some atrophied legs going on.
A little bit of light atrophy. Yeah, the Taco Bell definitely probably doesn't help that. But
what have you been eating? You've been eating Taco Bell? Is that what you've been eating?
Yeah, I mean, I have this weird relationship with road food where it's like I'll go through a period of time where I'm like, no, I'm only going to eat healthy stuff, and I'll make my way to grocery stores and get like, if it's a to-go item, it's like a salad or something like that. And then literally the next day I'll just be like, screw it, I'm going to eat whatever, and it'll be like Taco Bell, McDonald's, Wendy's, go to bed.
I got a tickle in my throat, Jesse.
You got a tickle?
Yeah, hold on, buddy. Jeepers creepers, what's going on? Look, the test said I had COVID, but I didn't think it would be like that. Oh, look at that. Thank you. Hey,
Yeah.
Brett, can I ask you a question?
Please, yeah.
No, not you, Jesse. When the test has 2 lines, that means yes, you have COVID, right? He doesn't care. There we go. Jesse, when the test has 2 lines, that's not good, right?
2 lines, yeah. That's typically not a great sign for you. It's a positive sign for COVID, a negative sign for you.
I'll say this: yikes! No, I don't have COVID. I don't have COVID, or do I?
It's a mystery these days. Everybody's walking around like a little mystery box.
I ain't got COVID. COVID's got me. Remember all those Chuck Norris things? Like, Chuck Norris, he brings Santa Claus presents on Christmas. Ugh.
Yeah, it was like a interpolation of like the Yakov Smirnoff jokes, but with Chuck Norris.
Yeah, they were Chuck. And the other thing is, you know what also Chuck Norris does? Bad acting. That's another thing he does. He's an awful actor and a karate guy, I guess. I would say this. Right now, I want to fight you, Chuck Norris. This is an open challenge. I would like to challenge Chuck Norris to a fight. A karate fight. I don't know nothing about karate. But I'm assuming the fact that you're 97 years old, that will... Can somebody pull up tell me what Chuck Norris looks like these days? Before I challenge him to this fight. I'm starting to get nervous about it. All I can picture is Chuck Norris doing some spin kick, knocking my head off my shoulders. But I'm still going to play the odds and assume I could beat the crap out of Chuck Norris in a fight at this point. What do you think, Jesse? You think I can take him? All right, Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris, you're on notice. I'm coming for you. Or you can come here. Come to the Forever Dog studio. Brett, if Chuck Norris shows up, let him in. And somebody go get my gi. Where's my gi? Where's my karate gi? And there's another thing I never understood about karate. Everybody's like, oh, black belt. I got a black belt. No, just go buy a black belt. I'll go buy one. Was it $2? What's it take to get a black belt? Oh, years of training. Yeah, or $2. Or a white belt and some dye that you bought for $2. So that's $4. The dye is $2. A white belt is $2. The dye is $3. So for $5, I can beat up Chuck Norris. Well, no, wait, that's a huge leap. For $5, I could be a black belt.
In style. You could take on Chuck Norris in style for that amount of money.
Seriously, it's such an. Oh, I'm an orange belt. Okay, how far away from being a black belt? Oh, I'm so far away from being an orange belt. Oh yeah, well I just went. I'm a black belt now. I'll just show up to Chuck Norris of the black belt. I'll crack it. I'll whip him with it a little bit. You know what I mean? Like I'll do the whoosh, whoosh.
There you go.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
You can fold it in half and do the snapping sound, like intimidation tactic.
Yeah. I'll just start. I'll start doing that thing like this. Doosh, doosh, the way you do with a belt. That's him now?
Reminds me.
Yeah, I could beat him up. I could take this guy. I could beat Chuck Norris up. I'm ready to fight you, Chuck Norris. Sure. How old is he? How old is Chuck Norris?
He's 82 years old.
Anybody else want to say 82 at the same time?
3, 2, 1.
Here we go.
82.
82.
He's 82.
82.
All right. Mike, you didn't say 82. What's going on? I'm ready to fight you, Chuck Norris.
82.
There we go. Thank you, Mike. May the circle be unbroken. Because this guy deserves. First thing I'm going to do is go up to him. I'll say, hey, what's that on your shirt? And he'll look down and I'll do that thing. You would think of it. That'll be a good way, right?
$100% in my book.
Yeah. Elder abuse.
You gotta have like an entrance like that,
Mike is saying it sounds like elder abuse. Well, Mike, this guy's culture abuse. All those bad movies, TV shows.
Yeah. Once they get up into the 80s, though, come on.
Nah, no escape. No
I
escape.
almost got into a fight a couple weeks ago.
Yeah? With who?
Some clown in the bar.
Oh, I love this.
He thought I skipped his song. And I didn't skip his song on the jukebox.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a Willie Nelson song. And he went off. He started abusing Willie Nelson. Starts giving me the finger across the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Telling me Willie Nelson sucks.
But he wanted. So you played a Willie Nelson, or the jukebox played a Willie Nelson song before his song?
Yeah, he had about three thrice songs. That I guess you have to play 3 songs when you're playing thrice, and a Tool song.
Oh God!
And
wait, what is the song? What is the first?
Thrice? I never heard of the band either. But
This sounds like something for the Suck Olympics.
Yeah, look them up.
Thrice.
And,
hey man, you didn't play my Tool song.
yeah.
Willie Nelson sucks.
Yeah, he went off on Willie Nelson. Now, I've told the story about how Willie Nelson went to see a friend of mine when she was in a nursing home. So I'm always going to defend him. So I start defending him. He goes crazy, starts talking about how he pumped $8 into the jukebox, which is really an idiotic thing to do when everybody plays the jukebox from their phone now. So I actually went over to try and give him back his money, just to shut him up.
Mm-hmm.
And
I don't want your money.
He wanted to go outside and fight me, and that didn't happen.
You should have done it, Mike.
Yeah. No, I think he was about 20 years, more than 20 years younger than me.
You'd still take him.
But I think a leg sweep and a hard shove to the chest, I could have put him on his ass.
Can you do a leg sweep, Mike?
Yeah, I've seen a video on YouTube.
That's not what Jason asked. He didn't ask, have you ever seen a video of a leg sweep on YouTube? No, he asked if you could do one. Mike, I've seen.
Yeah, I can do one.
Mike, I've seen Michael Jordan dunk from the free throw line on YouTube. It doesn't mean I can do it. But you know what, Mike?
I wasn't intimidated by him physically.
Well, that's what matters is that
he
you weren't
wobbly.
Yeah, he looked wobbly and he wants to play. What Tool song did he want to hear? The one that goes that one?
Yeah, that one. I think that was the one. You knew.
Yeah. Hey, you play my Tool song. Shut this Willie Nelson off.
So they throw him out of the bar that night. So now, what's going to happen next? Is he going to wait for me in the parking lot and shoot me, over a Willie Nelson song that I didn't even play? But he shows up and he was immediately dispatched and told never to come back. So,
oh, well, he loses. He loses. His loss.
Yeah.
Well, Mike, the next time Thrice come through, I think you got to go to the show and look for him.
Okay.
How's that sound?
That's good.
Come on in, say, come on in, buddy. You're in my home now. This might be, you might think this Thrice show is where you live, but guess what? You're in AP Mike Town.
Yeah.
Sweep the leg, Johnny.
Thanks to this story, I've decided to enter a breakdancing contest.
Because you saw some stuff on YouTube about it?
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it once or twice.
All right. Jesse, you got anything else? I got to move on.
Tom, I just wanted to say really quickly, you got me through a pretty intense drive. I was listening to the archive of the best show the whole time, and you're just the best. I appreciate everything.
You hear that? You hear that, everybody? I'm the best. Thanks, Jesse. Now get off my phone. God bless you, but get off my phone. Hot phones tonight. Hot phones, 201-989-0012 is the number to call the show. Best show, hello. Hello, Best show.
Oh, hey, Tom, it's Bryce.
Bryce.
Yes.
Oh, my God. Unbelievable. How are you? It's been a long time.
I know. I've been doing a lot of stuff, long time no toke.
Long time no toke. Okay.
I am copywriting that, so please clear that with my lawyer, Royden Ziegler II, if you want a release form.
That's your lawyer?
Yes.
Wow, it's a small world, huh?
I know. He has every intention of going to law school.
But he's your lawyer.
Yeah.
But he hasn't. Well, why is because you're saying your lawyer has every intention to go to law school, but has not been to law school.
Not yet. It's like Trump declassifying with his mind. I mean, I've done that. That doesn't make any sense.
Bryce.
All right. Well,
Because
hey,
Trump, no, because Trump said it. That's okay. Whatever. No,
Well, he's on TV.
he definitely is on TV. That's for sure.
That's good enough for me.
Just that he's on TV is good enough for you.
Yeah. Hey, I was listening earlier. You had that guy talking about King Crimson.
Yeah, Toby Aimes. He made a movie about King Crimson.
Yeah, I gotta see that because I gotta say King Crimson's a bit of a blind spot for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a hard time, with complicated music.
You have a hard time with complicated music.
Yeah, like I like some of Yes's more stripped down songs, like "Yours Is No Disgrace" and "Tempest Fugit."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like they're punk music.
They're punk pop songs. Yeah.
Yeah.
All of what do you call it? Tormato. That's their new wave album. The next one was their punk album.
Tormato was their punk album because it had an angry tomato smeared across it. And then Drama was their new wave album.
Yeah. If that's how you heard it, yeah.
Okay. Well, I never thought of it that way, Bryce.
That's cool. I gotta say the only real complicated music I like is GBV.
Okay, that's the only complicated music you like?
Yeah, those songs are tough. I've been trying to jam Everywhere with Helicopter on my Taylor, but it's tough, man.
Uh-huh. No, that would be tough.
Gilly shreds.
Oh, say that again?
Gilly shreds.
Uh-huh. I never thought of like shredding as being one of the elements of Guided by Voices.
Absolutely. They have a new album that just came out. It's called The Blowtorch Encyclopedia.
Okay. Wait, Guided by Voices have a new album out?
Yeah. It's really good. They got I think it's got like 15 songs on it, which is pretty good. They have a new album that just came out.
Who does?
Guided by Voices.
Well, you just said that.
No, I mean another one just came out since I uttered that last sentence.
Oh, so you said Guided by Voices have a new album out, and then you said it's called Blowtorch. Blowtorch. What's the new? And an album came out 40 seconds after that.
Yeah.
Do you know the name of that one?
Yeah, it's called Freeze Dried Tennis Courts. Why?
Wow, they're putting records out faster than ever now. They
are.
What's going on, Bryce? It's been so long. What have you been up to?
Oh no, hang on. Oh man. Hold on.
What? Okay. I'm holding.
Hold on. Sorry.
Oh, I'm holding.
I accidentally hit play on my jam box.
Your jam box. Okay.
Yeah. I got Buckeye Lake, June 11th, 93 blasting.
June 11th, 93?
Yeah. A lot of people say they were complete shit by them, but it sounds good to me.
Like, is that with who's on keys at that point? Vince Welnick?
Oh, man. Only the most artificial piano sound known to man.
Yeah, that sounds like one of those sounds you'd hear on a keyboard at the mall when you were a kid.
Right.
Yeah, and you would say that sucks.
Right.
Like as a kid, you would say it sucked.
Yeah, probably. But as a kid, I wouldn't have been totally baked.
That's true.
No, but I would have been.
You would have been. Oh, that laugh. Holy moly on that one.
I know, man. I know. I'm trying a new strain.
A new strain. What? A new strain of weed?
Yes.
Oh, what is the new strain?
It's called Phil's Dreads.
Phil's Dreads. And what is that? Is that about Phil Lesh?
Yeah, I mean, you'd think it would be. You'd think it would be some sort of really great combination of like something about Phil and his vibe and also like some sort of like Jamaican kind of stuff. But then I just found out it's actually laced with just regular weed with some guy named Phil's Dreadlocks.
Ugh, that's rough, Bryce. That's rough.
It tastes like it too.
It tastes like you're smoking somebody's dreadlocks.
Phil's in particular.
So it tastes like if Phil Lesh had dreadlocks, what they would taste like.
I wish it was Phil Lesh. It just tastes like some dirtbag named Phil.
Oh, just some guy named Phil.
Yeah.
Oh, I never thought, Bryce, I never thought I would say to myself, boy, I sure wish a better alternative to what I heard would be smoking Phil Lesh's dreadlocks. But that's what I'm saying here.
That's what we call a once-in-a-lifetime thought.
And it certainly was. It certainly was.
Yes. But don't bring me down, okay? Because I'm in celebration mode.
You're in celebration mode. What are you celebrating?
It's the best week of my life, man.
Oh, that's...
You know why?
Why? No, I'm glad you're having a great week. Why is it the greatest week of your life?
Because Prime Minister Biden has pardoned everyone who got arrested on cannabis charges.
I mean, I don't know if it's as simple as that. I don't think he pardoned everybody. I think he's...
No, what?
No, go ahead. No, look, there's a thing where he's starting to focus on that, but I don't think he pardoned, but it steps in the right direction is what I would say.
Well, all I know is I was told that all my 28 charges are going to get expunged, and also the charges of all my friends, too. I mean, it's going to be a whole new leaf on life for my friends like Fudge and Wiener, New Metal Bill, Stanky, Killer Ralph, Pooch, Big Seth, Cool Craig, Sheila Larson, Speedy Steve, Herpes Jim, Vinny Z, Uncool Craig, and Druggy Dougie, to name just a couple.
Druggy Dougie. I'm glad he's going to get a new lease on life.
He had even more charges than me.
Well, I'm glad to hear it on Druggy Dougie's behalf. That list there, you'd think you were writing an early Bruce Springsteen song.
Oh, man.
Me and Druggy Dougie went down to the beach.
Hey, quick question.
What's that, Bryce?
Do you know what kind of sponge they use to soak up the charges?
What's that?
Well, I was curious if it was like one of those giant yellow sponges you see dudes using at car washes.
I have no idea what you're talking about. What do you mean with sponge? Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. The word, are you confused by the word expunge, Bryce?
Maybe. Oh, that sucks because I wanted to get my moped detailed.
I didn't look. You talk about a once in a lifetime thought. I didn't know you had a moped.
Oh yeah, man! I drive it all around the woods.
You drive your moped through the woods?
Yeah, I deliver weed to some people who live in the woods.
Okay. And you deliver, you ride your moped through the woods to deliver them the weed.
Yeah. Oh, man. You know, I also heard that Biden is not only going to reschedule cannabis, but he's going to require it be added to the 4 major food groups and even the 4 minor food groups.
Well, I didn't know there were, first of all, I don't know if that's true. Secondly, I didn't know there were 4 minor food groups. That's news to me.
Oh, no, you don't have them. What were you doing in school when I was learning about it?
I don't know. Didn't.
All right. To refresh your memory, the major food groups: hamburger, pizza and pasta, tacos and burritos, and the 4th one is Asian fare.
Asian fare. Okay. Now, what are the minor food groups?
Doritos, Snickers, Rainbow Gelato, and 5 Hour Energy.
Wait, what was that third one?
Snickers.
After that?
Rainbow Gelato.
Rainbow Gelato. It's very specific. It's very minor. That actually would be one of the minor food groups.
Well, it's got the most vitamins of all the gelatos because it's 3 different fruits.
Sure. No, it seems like it just it's like health food, basically.
Yeah. And with 5 Hour Energy, they just added that one at this year's Food Pyramid Expo and Expo Bridge.
They added 5 Hour Energy drink to the minor food group list.
Yes.
Wow. You learn something new every day.
You know, you do. And I'm actually quoted in a big story on the new cannabis policy at themorningpuff.net. It just went up today.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't subscribe to the Morning Puff?
I don't. I don't subscribe to the Morning Puff, which is what now?
Okay. Well, it's a hemp-friendly site owned by Kernco, the same company that published the magazine.
Yeah, the magazine.
Oh, my God. Hey, speaking of the magazine.
Yeah.
Did you hear it?
Did I hear what?
The song.
I did not. I don't know what. I didn't hear.
Oh, man. Okay, well, sit tight. You know, Tripp Whiting, he's the publisher of the magazine.
Yes.
Well, he commissioned the writing and the recording of a song that would be the musical equivalent of the magazine.
Really?
Oh, man, this song, it's something else.
I want to hear more about it.
All right, well, it's like if you took the first 10 minutes of Saving Private Ryan, the sink into the chair scene and Get Out, and you got the war on drugs to transmute that into a horrifying audioscape, then you'd have the song.
That's some kind of song.
It's sick. They played it last night on WMBG 92.3, Newbridge's only place for your daily dose of vitamin R.
The only place for your daily dose of vitamin R.
Yeah, vitamin rock.
Oh, okay, that's what vitamin R is. Okay, I gotcha.
Yes. All right. So anyway, they played it last night only once, and they're saying that 80% of the people who heard the song called in flagrantly terrified to work and school today.
It just scared them.
It gets in you, and the worst part is that Charlie, the War on Drugs drummer, he's still missing after recording it. Oh, man.
Well, this is more, it sounds like more than a song if it's literally making people disappear.
It is. You're going to read all about it on Stereo Gum tomorrow.
I'll read about it on Stereo Gum tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah. But I tell you, man, people are said to be having these repetitive hallucinations that are straight out of that Bill Murray flick, Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day?
Yup.
What is Bryce? It's another one of those once-in-a-lifetime thoughts. I don't know what a groundhog is.
It's that movie, Groundhog.
I thought you said groundhog.
I did.
You
What is
did.
it?
It's called Bryce. I don't know which way's up anymore.
What's it called?
Hog.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, irregardless, Bill Murray seems like a really fun guy who never goes into deep seething rages away from the public eye.
Yeah. He sure does.
Although he's on my top shelf forever because of that line in Tootsie.
The line in Tootsie. What is it again?
Yeah. Well, he's talking to Terry Garr, and he goes, "You were in my dream last night. You had big teeth, but you were nice." Pretty good.
That's a good line.
It is. I wonder if he riffs it.
I would bet he riffed that.
Yeah, I think so. Hey, you mentioned him earlier. I sold a lean-to to Bruce Springsteen.
You sold you sold the lean-to?
A lean-to. I make lean-tos. I'm making them for a lot of people.
Oh, okay. So you have...
Yeah, Brennan just bought 4.
Who just bought 4?
Gus Brennan.
Gus Brennan from the legendary baseball player.
Newbridge Ratman, yeah.
Yeah, of course. The legendary Iron Man of the Ratmen.
That's right. So I sold Bruce a lean-to, and we hang out in his man lean-to at least 3 days a week.
He has a man lean-to?
Yeah.
Okay, what goes on in his man lean? Another one. What goes on in Bruce Springsteen's man lean-to?
You're racking up those once-in-a-lifetime thoughts, aren't you?
It's making me think they're more than once in a lifetime because I'm having so many of them.
I feel like I've just unleashed a creative torrent in you, or from you.
Yeah, it feels like the spigot is open and yeah, it's all coming out of me, Bryce.
I think that's your best quote ever. It's like the spigot is open. ... Yeah.
Thank you, Bryce. Well, maybe put it on a T-shirt or
a cap.
Or a cap.
Put on a cap.
You put it on a nice cap, huh? That'd be fun.
Put it on a cap. Absolutely.
Nice jaunty cap.
Yes. Yeah, you ask what goes down in there, and we eat Taco Bell, and we watch Goodfellas a lot.
Oh, okay, that sounds like fun.
Oh man, I gotta say, Bruce doesn't really do good imitations at all, but there's one he's pretty decent at.
What is that?
It's Henry Hill. One particular line he's really good at.
Mm-hmm. Which one?
It goes, it was among the Italians. It was real greaseball shit.
Oh, there we go. Great.
I'm sorry I cursed.
That's okay, Bryce. It's okay. I'm not nuts about the other part of that phrase there, but it's from a movie, so.
Oh, well, I do want to say that the Italians have given us so many great things, like Italian Ice, Red Sauce, the band Raw Power, and some cool art, too.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, Red Sauce. And what else? And art, and some art.
Raw Power.
Raw Power also.
Yeah, I think they were on Toxic Ranch.
Bryce, I can never figure you out.
I know. Wait, I'm sorry. You're not Italian, are you?
Yes, I actually am. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. I always figured you were of Norse lineage, what with your thick shoulder-length blonde mane.
Yeah, I don't have long blonde hair. That's you.
Oh no! Wait! I'm thinking of Mort Fabio.
Of who?
Mort Fabio. It makes sense that he never said his first name.
Wait, hold on. No, you can't power pass it. Fabio's name is Mort?
Yeah, well, his full first name is Mortimer.
Mortimer Fabio. So Fabio was his last name this whole time.
Yeah, guess what his middle initial is?
H.
Why?
Why?
Another one of those names that sounds like a question.
Mortimer Y. Fabio is his name.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It's got zero pizzazz, though, so that's why he went with that. But remember when he got so hungry riding that amusement park ride and he ate a live bird?
I do remember that. He was so hungry, he saw a bird coming, and he just opened his mouth up to take a chomp.
Really chomped it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'll tell you, Bruce has had a really positive effect on my life, and he could tell that I needed direction, and I was kind of stagnant, and he kept pushing me to dig inside myself and see what needed to be addressed.
Okay, and what needed to be addressed?
Well, all kinds of things. And I just started to take charge of my life, and I'm really doing the work on myself, and I know it. I owe all of it to this new spiritual path that I'm on, and because it's really made such a huge difference in my life.
Well, tell me more about this. This sounds very encouraging.
It's called Scientology, and I'm all in.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. It's called Scientology, and I'm all in.
Yeah, I'm really discovering a lot about myself, particularly how to live on half a peanut butter sandwich a day because all my money's going to those courses.
Well, like what kind of courses? You're taking all Scientology courses?
Yeah, and I'm doing double courses because I want to be invisible by February.
Sure. Well, that makes sense. You really gotta step it up if you want to get that done by February. That's only a few months away.
I know, and they told me that if I can get a blue check on Instagram, that I would have access to the Celebrity Center in New Bridgewood.
That if you could get a blue check, they would let you in the. Wow. Okay. Well, that's something.
Yes, I mean that would be great because then I could shower once a week.
Wow. Yeah. No, that would be a real. Yeah, that'd be a real benefit, huh?
Yeah. Well, anywho, I'll keep you posted on my audits and stuff, and I gotta say, so far I'm loving it. But my main contact there, Corey Harris, he says that the main dude, David Miscavige, is a real turd.
That seems so. Corey Harris, he was a musician, right?
He's the musician.
He's the musician.
Yeah.
Was he from Mother 13?
He is Mother 13.
He is Mother 13.
They're going to get back together. Well, yeah, I mean, it'll be him and 7 other guys who weren't in the band originally.
Sure. Well, that's kind of sticking with the spirit of things. It'll be some guys who have to go quickly listen to Mother 13 for the first time in their lives before being in Mother 13.
Cut that long hair, or just wear like a big hiding hat instead.
Mm-hmm. No, it sounds like you really got everything figured out these days, Bryce.
I do. But the Miscavige thing, what can you do? I'm sure Mike Dudio and Pat say the same stuff about you and much worse. It's the price of being an alpha.
It really is the price of being an alpha. You just have to assume that they're just going to talk behind your back and rip you apart, huh?
It's true. It's so true. But, you just got to keep on keeping on.
That's all I do, buddy. That's all I do. Keep on keeping on.
Have you catch Amsterdam yet?
I didn't yet. I couldn't get tickets.
Oh, that's cool. What about Bros?
Bros, same thing. Couldn't get a seat to it.
Oh, that ain't cool. What about Barbarian?
Didn't get to see that. I didn't try for that one yet.
That ain't cool. How about Moon Age Daydream?
I did see Moon Age Daydream.
That's cool.
Did you see it?
I haven't yet. I'm going to go see it tomorrow. Do you like the Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Do I like the Red Hot Chili Peppers? Not particularly, no.
That's cool. What about Pink Floyd?
I do like Pink Floyd.
Oh, that ain't cool. What about Nick Cave?
Nick Cave I enjoy. Sure, I love Nick Cave.
That's cool. Do you like to eat poke?
Do I like poke? Yes, very much so. I do love eating poke.
That's cool. What about Cold Stone ice cream?
I enjoy it when I have it. I don't seek it out though. I'm always worried about arm hair.
That ain't cool. What do you think?
What do I think about what?
That's the new persona I'm working on. It's kind of like Baked Bryce the Cannabis Taste Maker. I tell you what's cool and what's not cool.
Oh, I see what you were doing there. Yeah, no, that was pretty amazing. You just kept throwing things out and told me whether you thought they were cool or not cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat, right?
It is. I liked it. It was fun.
Just gotta figure out how I can monetize it to pay for those courses.
Yeah, that might be the trick.
Oh, man.
What?
Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, no.
What's wrong?
Oh, Tom, I'm going to have to sunset that idea for a moment. Well, I guess what they say about the best show being the preferred podcast of the diminutive yet horrifically cruel leader of America's richest untaxed church is true.
Mm-hmm. How so?
It's David Miscavige. He must have heard what I said, Corey Harris said, and about him being the T word.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the T word.
Oh no. He wants me to stab Corey in the upper haunches as a lesson for all who speak ill of him.
Wow, that's a wait.
No. What am I going to do? I took a vow of nonviolence in front of the Babylon by Bus poster and everything.
Bryce, you got to be just be safe. That's all I can tell you. Be safe.
Wait. None of that actually happened.
None of that actually happened. What part of none of that?
Well, I just told you. See, I got that 93 Dead show going on real quiet in the background, and I guess the low tones of space sounded like a command to kill.
Oh, that's very troubling.
So bizarre. All right, well, all's good, and I just want to say to you, toke on, Tom.
Well, Bryce, I'll say right back to you, buddy. Toke on.
Thank you, and I'll see you out there at the California Ween shows. I know you're going to all 7. Okay, see ya.
Okay, I'm actually not going to any of the set. Wait, Bryce? No, he's gone. Hey, everybody. Up next. Don't put me on the screen yet. We're going to play a record, and then we'll be back with Daniel Romano's Outfit. But let's listen to something by Carson McHone, who is in Daniel Romano's Outfit. This is from the new album, which is called Still Life. It's the title track, which means this song is called Still Life. Here it is on The Best Show. Back in a minute. There it is. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to The Best Show. My name is Tom. I'm the host of the show tonight. I'm so glad to have you all here. What? It's like a haunted house. It's like Night House. I saw a movie, Night House. Yikes. Look, do you want me to spoil Night House for anybody? No, I'm not going to spoil it. That's bad form. But let me just say something about Night House. It's not spoiling anything. I know you built 2 houses in the woods. That's all I'll say. That nobody knowing. People watch you bring hammers and saws. That's all I'm saying. You didn't write Night House, did you? Okay. I just want to make sure. So, it's a fun show tonight. We had TOBY AIMES, who did the King Crimson documentary. A couple things to tell y'all. Best show, Patreon is over at patreon.com/thebestshow. That's how you support the show. We got all sorts of bonus content going up there. We have a new show called Rubenesque, and that is me and Mike and Pat and Jason going year by year through the Rick Rubin catalog, analyzing and reviewing everything he's produced. And the second episode is up. You can go check it out over at the Patreon and only the Patreon. And there's a lot of new stuff going up over there as we speak. And over the next couple months, it's going to keep growing and growing. It's really the place to support the show is the Patreon. That's what keeps the lights on for the show. So patreon.com/thebestshow. I want you to do that. And that's what'll keep the best show the best show. So also next Thursday and Friday, October 20th and 21st, me and Julie Klausner are at the Bell House in New York City, and we're doing our show Double Threat Live, which is the other podcast I do, the amazing show with Julie Klausner. We'll be doing that at the Bell House. The show on the 20th is sold out. The one on the 21st, there are still tickets available, so do not miss it. We have special guests lined up. We got all sorts of stuff. It's going to be a great time, and don't miss that. And anything else, anyone who's on the line that I should be announcing? No? No one? Oh, Mike has his weird Chinese food podcast. How's that going, Mike?
We had a competitive eater last week.
You did?
Yeah.
Who'd you have?
Number 2 in the country.
Who'd you have on? What's their name?
Jeff Esper.
Jeff Esper.
Yeah.
And what food did Jeff eat?
Well, he eats lots of things. You might be interested. I've only watched. I mean, some of these videos are really disgusting. He did a Taylor ham or pork roll, egg and cheese thing where he ate pork roll, egg and cheese for 10 minutes. And get this, Tom, he's putting jelly on it at one point.
Ugh. What are you doing to me, Mike? What are you doing?
I was like, what? No, you don't put jelly on pork roll.
No. The show is called Egg Foo What?
Yes.
And it's the talk of the podcast industry.
Yeah, it is.
It's Joe Rogan. It's Tim Dillon.
That's who I'm gunning for.
You're gunning for Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go for the best.
Yeah. Maybe shove him in one of his sensory deprivation tanks, fill it with beef and broccoli. Right? Death by Egg Foo What? Mike, you're the best in the biz.
Thanks, sir.
Sir. I don't like that. And I do like it. That was one of the best and worst things that's ever happened to me. Thanks, sir. No. And Dudio, of course, has The Hawk. Final episode of The Hawk debuting this week.
Yeah, well, no, not the final. we're at least 400 away from the final.
400 away from the final, at least.
Yeah, at least.
No, the Hawk is going strong, and there's all sorts of stuff going on with the Hawk, and everybody loves it.
Yeah, people are digging it. Jake Fogelnest, I'll just say that. Friend of the show, Jake Fogelnest, is the guest this coming Monday.
That's cool. Jake's one of the best.
Yeah.
Jason, you're the best in the biz.
So are you, Tom.
Thank you. You didn't call me sir, but
I shot it right back at you.
You did. That's fair.
Are also the best in the biz.
Your answer was quicker than Mike's, but it was less reverent. Pat,
I'll work on the reverence.
How are you, Pat?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Thank you for asking. So the only one who asked how I'm doing. Thank you, Pat. I'm well. Thank you for that.
Good.
Am I going to see you at the Bell House next week, Pat?
You'll see me. You'll see me on Thursday night. But I won't be around Friday because I have a gig for the first time in 3 years.
What's the gig?
I'll be at the Fox and the Crow in Jersey City as part of Sean Kiley's variety show.
Sean Kiley has a show, The Fox and the Crow, which is my favorite children's book, after My Pet Fly. And also, I want to say this. 2 things about that. Somebody's like, actually, there was a children's book about a pet fly. Yeah, I made the thing up in the room. What do you want me to do? And then
there was?
Yeah, there's something, and somebody sent me a screenshot from. It looked like trash anyway. My pet flies runs laps around that. And thirdly, it's kids' books. These kids are dumb as a bag of rocks. They don't even know which way's up. You have 8 books of books about pet flies. They wouldn't be able to tell the difference. One kid's dumber than the next. You ever meet these kids? They are dumb. Dumb as the day is long. Fourthly, this Z-Man. You know Z-Man? You know that guy? Zach Z-Man, the owner of Wally Wacky Man, who, unfortunately, again, I do want to send my condolences to Wally Wacky Man's family. There was a leak, and he heroically volunteered himself to plug the leak in a dam, and he shoved himself in the leak. He's no longer with us. Rest in pieces, Wally Wacky Man. He writes me, he's like, yeah, your children's book was good, but it was too short. And I think he sent me a rewrite of it or something. Holy moly. What is going on? Rewriting my stuff. See me rewriting Wally Wacky Man's tracts? Screeds? What would be worse if I said, hey guys, I wrote a new screed? Or if I said I wrote a new tract? Which one would you be more scared by? I think I'd be scared by a screed. You know what I mean? A tract, though, might seem more thought out, though. A screed seems like it's just... A tract is here's my illogical hate that I've applied logic to, and I'm tricking you into not realizing you hate stuff. I just want to say this. Last week, the band Daniel Romano's Outfit came through Los Angeles, and we were lucky enough to have them come by the Best Show studio. They did an amazing session, and I'm telling you this. This is one of the best bands going, if not the best band going. I could not believe how good they were. Then I saw them at Zebulon the next night. Saw them at Zebulon. Top 5 show I've ever seen in my life. No joke. Top 5 show I've ever seen in my life. And then and I saw Best Show, our own Andrew Gleason. Andrew, you were there?
Sure was, Tom. Can you hear me?
I can. How great was it, Andrew?
Oh man, it was fantastic. Carson's set she opened. She's a member of the band, which you mentioned.
Yes, we just heard a song, and I should have back announced it. Thank you for catching that.
Well, you did actually say that.
But we heard Carson McCone from the album Still Life. The song Still Life. It's on Merge. Carson is in Daniel Romano's Outfit, and she opened for Daniel Romano's Outfit. Basically, the band takes the stage. Carson sings. Then they open. Then they leave the stage. They come back, and Daniel Romano and Carson switch places. Daniel's now singing.
Yeah.
Double duty.
Yeah. And then Giuliana Riolino also sings in the Outfit.
Absolutely.
Three incredible singers in one band.
And some dude at the show comes up to me, and I want to say to this guy, I'm not going to say your name on the air. I could. I'm not going to. He comes up to me. He goes, Tom. And this is a tough guy, too. This is a little tough-looking guy. This guy looked like, he's a tough guy. He looked like a tough guy. Looked like he'd knock my head right off my shoulders if I looked at him sideways. But he was on my side. He came up to me and said, Tom, you're the baddest MFer in the land. And he meant it, and it meant everything to me. He said, I listen to the show. I love the show. And then he said it again. You're the baddest MFer in the land. Then the show happens. One of the best things I ever saw in my life. And he sees that I'm in this moment of this afterglow from one of the all-time great shows I ever saw. And he stands, he gets right next to me, and he goes, he verbally, he doesn't physically poke me in the chest, but with his words, he poked me in the chest. He said to me, you do that every effing Tuesday night. What they just did, you do every effing Tuesday night. And then he reiterated, I'm the baddest MFer in the land. So, yeah, I am. And I got my friend to help me now. I'm going to get him like a bodyguard, like the movie My Bodyguard. Just start beating people up. It's Moody's bike now. Remember that? Greatest movie ever. My Bodyguard. Little twerp goes and gets a bodyguard because he's getting picked on at school. Then the bully at the school goes and gets a bigger bodyguard. It's the craziest plot twist I've ever seen in my life. He gets a bigger bodyguard. Then they throw his bike in the lake. And it's one of those fake New York lakes. You know, like you go, oh, Central Park, look at the lake. That's not a real lake. It's a hole with water in it. Yeah, it's a real lake when you can see a bank behind it. For a lake to be a real lake, you kind of can't see banks behind them. And there's not a road right through it with cabs. Those are not real lakes. Oh, it's a nice day. Let's go to Central Park. And pretend we're in the woods. Let's go land that one big rock that has 70 other people on it. Soak up the rays. Wait, where's my stuff? Yeah, it's gone. You shut your eyes for 1 second. Your stuff's gone. But by all means, enjoy the woods. Wait, where was I? What am I talking about? I'm so far off target.
Quick question, Tom.
Wait, who's this now?
This is Dudio.
Oh, what's up, Dudio?
Did that guy that, called you the toughest MFer say
baddest.
Anything about?
He said I was the baddest.
Baddest?
Yeah.
Well, I think you're the toughest.
Well, thank you. That's very kind of you.
No, but what I was asking is, did he say anything nice about me or Mike or Pat?
No, nothing. He liked Andrew. He likes Andrew.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
He might love you too. He just didn't say.
He didn't say.
To be fair, I was there.
Yeah, I guess that.
Well,
that gives you the.
Got to start showing up more, Dudio. Maybe you'll get told you're the baddest. Almost said it. The baddest MFer in the land.
That was close.
What am I, Toby Aimes? You mind if I curse, Tom? Well, you did already. Well, I guess I don't. Oh, also, Our own Brett Davis. Love this guy to death. All this amazing graphics that go on the best show, that's Brett Davis. He's opening for Delicate Steve over at Gold Diggers on October 23rd. Then he's hosting his own show at Little Secret on the Friday before Halloween. And people can find out more about Brett Davis at their local library. No, where can people find out more about Brett Davis? Brett Davis, R.I.P. Is that your handle? I believe it is. Everybody, it's time for us to play the session by Daniel Romano's Outfit. And I also want to say, I'll read some plugs for them at the end of this. Yeah, more plugs in an outlet store going on here, right? You ready, Andrew?
Sorry for the delay, but yes.
Without further ado, please let's play our session with Daniel Romano's Outfit. Enjoy.
Tighter than the last time. There's nothing I wouldn't give, there's nothing I wouldn't do to be held by you, what anyone will do. I'm colder than I've ever been. Oh baby, just surround me. Before another t-shirt, bring the blood to my head. Maybe if you don't wanna do it, send somebody instead. Anyone's out to do, I can't be made into a fool. If it means that I can love you, I'm freezing, babe, so if it isn't anyhow, wrap me up and anyone's out, anyone's out, anyone's out. I almost every night, babe, I'm frozen to the bone here. Tell me what time you get off. Do you got time for a stop? Baby, come on and warm me up. But if you'd rather not, oh, who you got a friend, babe, that isn't busy for the winter. Now I don't need a romance. I know I don't got a chance. So if you can't come, baby, do your friends have plans? Anyone's out to do. I can't be made into a fool. If it means that I can love you, I'm freezing, babe. So if it isn't anyhow, wrap me up and anyone's out, anyone's out, anyone's out. You wrap me up and anyone's out, anyone's out, anyone's out. parts of town. Could it be a bad man coming around? Who's an understood? Who's an understood? Sipping on sick dreams and human blood. Oh, a mister, you got a tragic head. And an uneven heart. A mister, you got a tragic head. So many ways to make it right. How about you choose to eat the kids, don't you? Somebody ought to put a bag over your tragic head. Tell me where you're going. Tell me what's ahead. What are you gonna do with all that bread? Build an escalator right into the sun. Leave yourself behind with what can't be undone. Yeah. Someday I'm gonna lose your tragic head. Life is an oil wheel. Life is a room. Life is a room. Man, who's got it in for you? And I seen him, baby, way uptown. I'm wearing a souvenir crown on his tragic head. And an uneven to beat the winner, but come on, man. Oh, mister, you got a tragic head and an uneven heart. Mister, you got a tragic head. Come on. Bishop, calling the saints. The parking lot's high and it's fried my brains. The spiders are spinning, threats from the other world. Take me out of the vehicle and cut my hair. Who's the pancake, the waiter, the pagan prayer? I'm every human like it there. Take me to the roof. Just like the animals above our town. Just like the animals above our town. Just like the animals above our town. Show me a finger, point to a star. My compass ain't great, but I know where we are. Down in the gutter, beauty's an attitude. Take me under the mountains of Papa. Who's the big of anything to stay here for? Oh, baby, that's a bore. Take me to the room. Just like animals above our town. Just like animals above our town. Just like animals above our town. Swing of the piggy parade. All that we got is whatever we've made. And somebody's howling from up on the church spire. Take me into the quicksand and set me in. 'Cause I don't wanna feel the wild hot trouble begin. You know what? Forget it, baby. Take me to the roof. Just like animals above our town. Just like animals above our town. Just like animals above our town. Around. operations of eternity and blues, and the ever-changing moments. Some my witness, some my mirrors. I'm just going through the motions, like a sunset, like a spin on an never-ending highway. We're hoping someday to become a friend. Then the stillness, I can feel it, like a light that's dying out, and over every humming engine, over nervousness and doubt. But I'm just going through the motions, like a sunset, like a spin on that never-ending highway. We're hoping someday to become a friend. Ooh, friend. Ooh. Carrying me away into a long forgotten dream. Someone turn the page. Oh, I'm losing balance, I'm losing steam. Carrying me away. Well, don't you hear me when I say I'm just going through the motions, like a sunset, like a spin on that never-ending highway. We're hoping someday to become a friend. Ooh, friend. Ooh. Keeping on the line of sight, getting up and bleeding light. Oh, yeah. Is a dream you're dying, and leaving it with all your heart, even if it falls apart. Oh, yeah. Is a dream you're dying. Something in you's not the same, and there's no one to share your pain, baby. As long as a dream you're dying, a dream wake when you're done decided. Shining faces or heavy pains, eternal spirit or roaring flames. It's all the same, but no matter where you've been, hunger is a dream you're dying. But I've been hungry all my life, another piece my appetite. Hunger is a dream you're dying, and when the best of it comes true, there's always more I need from you. Hunger is a dream you're dying, and one last time I make my round to find out when I'm still out, baby. does to me. Hunger is a dream of dying. Come on, let me shake your hand and leave me standing as I am. The kind of man that understands. Ooh. That hunger's a dream of dying. A dream wake when you're done deciding. Shining faces or heavy pangs. Eternal spirit or ruined flames. It's all the same. And no matter where you've been, hunger is a dream of dying.
Oh my goodness, that was the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life.
No.
Yes, it was. You don't know the things I've seen, and that beat all of them. I've seen like the end of Blade Runner, where I saw the moon and remember that scene in Blade Runner? No, nobody. Blade Runner. Daniel Romano's outfit. This is so exciting. You are from
Canada, Welland, Ontario, Canada.
Yes. And you are on tour now.
Yes.
And it's so exciting. I've been waiting. This is how, look, I try to pay attention to what's going on, but then every once in a while something slips through the cracks, and then you just end up looking stupid. And some listener called and was just like, you got to check out Daniel Romano. I'm just like, yeah, okay, sure. Stupid listeners. And then I did, and I was like, no, stupid Tom. Tom was the stupid one in that one. So... And then I was just like, what is going on here? All this stuff is sitting, waiting for me to catch up now. Now I have all this work to do. But it's good work. It's like art class, not math. So then I cannot believe the sheer volume of greatness that was waiting for me. And then you go deeper, and then you realize the whole band is like superstars. Right? It's like Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? What would you be?
Everybody's special in their own right.
Everybody's special. So can everybody introduce themselves?
Yes.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm Carson McCone.
How are you? And you are a
I'm
giant
well.
recording artist
Oh.
on your own.
Jeez.
Merge recording
Yes.
artist.
Yeah, I just put a record out with Merge, and they're wonderful folks. They've been good to me, and I actually made the record with Daniel, and
That's amazing.
That's me.
Do you want to hold? Do you have things you want to hold up and show people, like instruct them on literally
We
what
didn't-
they should
we
buy?
didn't bring that stuff.
You can do that if you want.
I can just do this.
Exactly.
Like-
it's like
Yeah.
it's like being on The Price is Right.
Yeah.
It's music. You can buy it.
It's music you can buy, and then we have.
Me?
Well, you can.
Oh,
say-
my name. Okay, my name is Juliana Riolino.
Okay, and now you have a record.
I do. I have a record coming out October 14th.
It's amazing. What's the record called?
It's called All Blue.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel bad that we just didn't ask you to come here for like 5 hours and everybody could play full sets like Rolling Thunder or something.
We'll be
Do
back.
full-
We'll be back.
I mean, that's kind of what the show's like. So inevitably, that will be
the
the
show.
case.
Okay.
That there's just
That
a
everybody.
review of everyone's work
Sure.
here and there.
Yeah. So who else do we have?
I'll introduce it. This is Roddy Rossetti.
Okay.
He is the bass player.
Mm-hmm.
He's from Richmond, Virginia.
Okay.
He looks exactly like that.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And you've got that cool bass.
He does have that cool bass.
I do. He does have
Fretless bass, right?
It's 7 serial numbers earlier than the one that Danko played.
Okay.
So
Amazing.
rest in peace, but he's
but he
that
lost.
kind of makes me going first. Yeah.
He lost.
You just
the
ruined the
race.
line.
Yeah, you ruined the lore.
Edit that out. That is Rick Danko's
There we
bass.
go.
It is?
Yeah, it is.
Wow, I don't know what to do with now. Now I think I want to steal that bass. That's all I can think about is like, yeah, I would leave the studio behind and never be able to do the show here again. But I would have a pretty sweet bass that I could take around to
You could take it to
record stores and
then you could sell it back to me.
I could sell it back to you. Exactly. I'm trying to sell an exercise bike right now. I
That's
actually just
harder.
put it on Instagram today. So maybe we do a little swap, a little horse trading. You want
Straight
you want,
trade.
you
Seems
want
fair.
straight-
Fair trade.
Yes. An exercise bike that I bought used. That I'm somebody's
that
going,
Rick Danko owned?
But it's yours.
Well, yes.
Rick
No, this
Danko's
was,
exercise bike.
yeah. No, this was
7 exercise bikes.
Garth Hudson's exercise bike. He rode it behind the wall of keyboards.
Yeah.
And who's back there on drums?
This is my brother Ian Romano on the drums.
Amazing. Now, I'm picking up. This seems to be a very Italiano kind of band.
There's Paisans,
And
yeah.
I am also of the Italian descent
Yeah.
as well. And what's that mean to be Italian in Canada? It's like I'm from New Jersey, and
Yeah.
it's just like you throw a rock and you hit
I
an
mean,
Italian
in the
person.
town we grew up in,
Pretty
it's the
much.
same.
It is?
Yeah.
Pretty much
Okay.
the same.
Now, how do you
But not-
square
not
this
that-
lack of pizza in Toronto?
Well, Toronto is a whole other problem.
the living nightmare.
I mean, there's a lot of Italians there, but I can't actually. I don't know enough about the pizza in Toronto because
Okay.
we have very particular and pretty wonderful pizza
Okay.
in Welland.
Okay.
This place called the Rex Hotel,
Okay.
and
That's
They've
number
been
one.
doing it for over a century. It's like
Sure.
I think it's like a mix between what they would think is like Buffalo, New York.
Yeah.
/
it's like
New
Buffalo
Jersey.
style, but not as
Something.
puffy.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, thinner, crispy
yeah.
crust.
Yeah.
Nice little pepperonis.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing out here in Los Angeles. Andrew's loving this back there because Andrew's from Philadelphia. So
Right.
it's like a lot of time they think that a lot of pizza equals better pizza.
Yeah.
Like we're this like wad of dough that they pour, and don't even get me started on that Chicago travesty, whatever that thing is. It's like a cake with sauce on top,
Too much.
right? That's dessert. that's like having dessert pizza.
There's a in the prairies in Canada they put the pepperoni under the cheese too, which I think
Is that a thing?
Yeah, or somewhere. I think maybe
then you
Calgary.
get
I don't know where it is, but
Sweaty pepperoni.
which is like I mean I know it's like whatever cured meat, but it just doesn't feel very cured.
No.
Mm-hmm.
You want it on top.
You want it crispy on top.
Yeah.
You want it on top.
Let the oven do its
Let the
job.
oven do its job.
It's your friend.
Yeah.
Like the song said, oven is my friend. Right? You know the song I'm talking about? It's a punk. Maximum rock and roll. No, nobody. Sebado covered it. No? Okay. It's on Silpre's single. No. So the new album, because one of the many exciting things that you offer, Daniel, is that there's a variety of styles.
Yeah.
But the new album seems to be a whole new place to go for you entirely.
Yeah.
And it's an extended. How are you describing it?
I don't know. People have been saying rock opera. I'm a little apprehensive.
Well, how do you describe it? Don't worry about that.
A record without song breaks.
That's perfect. It's just a record where you left the song breaks out.
That's right.
Because some of my favorite albums. Do you ever listen to the Raspberries' Greatest Hits?
Only very recently. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
They did a thing on that album. It's like this cheap capital budget record. They cut the thing so tight the hits just go right on top of each other.
Yeah.
And it's not like that on the actual Raspberries albums. It's the greatest thing I ever heard.
Yeah.
To just be like, no space between the hits.
Why have it?
Why? What are you going to do?
You're gonna listen to the next song.
Exactly. You want to hear them just smash into each other.
Yeah.
That's what you just did now. It's the most amazing thing ever. You guys there's no, what are you going to sit around waiting? Right? You got places
We don't
to
like
be.
we don't like applause and we don't like dead air. It's uncomfortable.
Is there a thrill for all of you to watch people start to clap, and then when you see that they get faked out, like there's a little bit of a thrill with that, watching them have to have their hands.
After about 45 minutes, they stop trying.
They just exactly, and then when you are done, it's probably like a good 10 seconds of just like, now can I do it?
Well,
now can I clap?
To be totally honest, so we've been doing this thing that we stole from the Hives when we saw them in Sweden.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we told them that
they
we
greet you at the airport.
Yeah, that's how it is there. That's how it is.
They see a band coming. They see gear coming off the conveyor belt, and they're just like, "We must get to the airport."
Yeah. We've been stealing this thing. We talked to them about it after the show, and they were explaining so basically what they do is there's a break in the song, and they all just hold whatever pose they're in for as long as they can. Right?
Yeah.
I don't think they're the first. They're certainly not the last because we've already stolen it.
Yeah.
But so they were just like, we do it, and then people cheer, and then you wait until they stop, and then they start again, and then they stop again. And you try to get to that third thing. And that's been going pretty good for us. But there's been a couple nights. Let's see, who do we? Dallas.
But also,
Dallas Blue.
sometimes it's a matter of people just being like.
So basically, it's about maybe a quarter of the way into the set.
Okay.
And it happens.
And
most of the time people get it, and they're like, "Yay, we'll cheer you back to life." But sometimes it's silent.
Yeah.
And then there'll be one person like, "Put a quarter in," or whatever. You know?
I think it's a good test in humanity though. Like, what do you do when there's complete silence and essentially there's no one to guide you on how to act.
Yeah.
And
the social
we
constructs
find
have been
out.
removed.
Yeah.
But the relief coming in though.
Yeah.
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 I would say this. I don't think the Hives invented that. I think one of your own countrymen invented that. That's a Nardwar move.
Oh, Nardwar does do that.
Yeah, good point.
Nardwar does do
Maybe
that.
they stole that from Nardwar, actually.
Where he just goes.
For so
Oh,
long.
that's
I
right.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
That's an hard one.
All right, well,
Yeah.
okay. The story changes.
Because when he's like, and then it's usually like Tyler, the creator, is just like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know Nardwar? Does anybody?
I've met him a
We've
couple
been
times,
interviewed
yeah.
before. Yeah.
He's the greatest. He
is the greatest.
He called into a radio show I was doing on WFMU, and because he was doing a show on WFMU, so we're doing a fundraiser, and obviously he was not in New Jersey, so he called in and he was a part of it, and I was co-hosting it with him from New Jersey, and then I did the doot-doo-loot-doo to him, and he did not like it. He clearly was like, he would not participate in it when the tables
Yeah.
were
Right.
flipped.
Interesting.
No, he's in charge.
Yeah.
Nardwar's running the show.
Mm-hmm.
So the album's called La Luna.
Yes.
And it's out for people to buy.
For people.
Anybody can buy it too, right? There's no
Anybody.
restrictions.
Not that, I mean,
There's no
it might be up
limit
to the
on how many
store.
copies somebody
We
can
can't
buy.
force anything.
No. And then Carson, your record is out now.
It is, yeah. Still Life is out and
Okay.
about.
Okay.
Yes.
And it's just a matter of days.
I know.
Countdown.
So exciting.
Counting down. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I can't thank you enough for coming and being on the show. It's exciting when you miss the boat on something initially, because then you have all this catching up to do, and it's the best kind of catching up, and I'm all caught up now. I have a whole shelf of your records, and now I feel slightly less stupid. And I really do appreciate you coming and playing. You guys are awesome, and
We're
it's
very
just
grateful.
a total
Thank you.
treat.
Thank you for having
Thank
us.
you for having us.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.
Oh my goodness, right? The best recognizes best, and I recognize the best, and they are the best. Daniel Romano's Outfit, thanks for coming through. Yeah. Want to thank Jesse for turning me on to Daniel Romano during a call on the show. Thank you, Jesse. Jesse at Jesse Fellows. You're the best. You go in the Best Show Hall of Fame for that, my friend. The Best Show Hall of Fame. And you know who goes in the Hall of Shame? Whoever's giving me a hard time about pizza talk in the chit chat. Give me a hard time about that. I'll talk about pizza all bleeping day. From now on. From now on. This one dude's going off about pizza. God bless him. God bless him. You don't want me talking about pizza? I'll turn this into a bleeping pizza show. It'll be only pizza reviews. It'll be like that dimwit from Barstool Sports. Walking outside a pizza. Yeah, it's a good slice. It's 8.2. That nightmare. When does that end? When does that end, finally? Barstool Sports. It won't end well. It won't end well. We're taking over the world. Nah, no, you're not. Go talk to Morton Downey Jr. He was in the same position you were. Oh, wait, no, he's... Yeah. God bless everybody, huh? So, I says to myself, there are some things I want to tell you about, real quick, about the Daniel Romano Dana Romano's Outfit. They got their tour is still going on. They got Seattle, Portland, Vancouver, Victoria, BC, Edmonton, Calgary, Saskatoon, Winnipeg, Regina, and Minneapolis coming up over the the rest of October. There's an Ancient Shapes single, which is a earlier band on Sub Pop, split single. Ancient Shapes are doing some Ontario shows in early November. Carson McCone record out on Merge, playing on tour in late November. And Giuliano Riolino, new album comes out this Friday, and the tour starts in December. Do not miss any of it. It's all the best. So, the phone number 201-989-0012. Give a call. Give a call. Let's go to the phones. See what's up. Hello, Best Show.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you, Tom?
Who's this?
Gennady the Crocodile. The board has once again come in from the cold. Remember me in the old days when I used to do that line? When we had a board? Remember the board, Tom? Remember those days of the board?
The Friends of Tom board? Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah. Still out there. Still operating.
Okay.
People are putting stuff up.
God bless
Become kind of a secret thing.
All right. Is it fun over there, the old Friends of Tom board?
It is and it isn't. Did anybody call poor old Fredericks in Newport Richie?
Oh, yes. Fredericks. How's
about 2 months ago? Because he had giant snails. Before the hurricane hit the other side of Florida, he had giant snails, African snails. They came into Florida back in the 60s, and they keep on fighting them back over and over and over again. Have you ever heard this one, Tom?
that a part of Florida is under attack from snails?
Giant African snails. They came in a crate of stuff back in 1965, and they keep on killing them off, but the snail eggs, they keep on growing back. Enough of them survive that they just keep on coming. It's like the tilapia in Salton Sea. Have you ever been to the Salton Sea? Now that you're a Six-Lander, have you ever been to the Salton Sea?
I have not been to the Salton Sea.
You should go there. It's horrifying.
Well, it sounds like the greatest endorsement I've ever heard. Horrifying, you say?
It's horrifying. Well, it was a runoff. It was an accident. All the runoff ran into an ancient dry lake bed, and it became a saltwater thing.
Mm-hmm.
And fishermen decided to put tilapia into it and fish it, and then it just fell to pieces. It was like from the 40s to the 70s, and then it fell apart. And you got this gross salt crust that forms over all the remaining buildings. And the tilapia, they overproduce, and then they die off, and then there's like tilapia cannibalism that goes on. It's not, the tilapia fish will eat each other. It's pretty gross. Disgusting.
And why?
You should see it. You should see the.
It's gross. It's disgusting. You should see it. I'm not going there.
Yeah, because you need to see the disgusting, weird side of California that
don't.
Locals like myself know about.
Okay,
we know horrors beyond human comprehension, Tom.
Well, that's
We've
your nightmare,
seen things,
Chief.
Tom. Yeah,
I don't need.
You've been.
I've what? What did you say? I what?
Well, you've been to like the horrors of New Jersey, but you haven't been to the horrors of California. The mummifying horrors of California.
Why?
They're terrifying.
And why would I want to?
I don't know. Because it's October and it's Halloween season, Tom. That's how it works.
So I'd go check the fishes. I'd go check the tilapia that are eating each other out because of Halloween.
Yeah, maybe. Or you might go to the La Brea tar pits and know that stuff might be dragged out of the La Brea tar pits at any moment. You know, there's all sorts of stuff.
Sure.
Horrors.
No, that makes
True
sense.
horror.
No, that makes sense. I get it. So what other horrors should I see out here?
Sandia National Labs is fun. Oh, that's in. Go up to Lakeport. I dare you to go up to Lakeport sometime.
Okay.
There's some horror. Go up and talk to Eric Barber in Lakeport sometime. It's great.
Okay. Tell me more about Lakeport.
And I do hear the music. And yes, I do hear the music, Tom.
Tell me what to do. None of you tell me what to do. Go do this. Go do that. Don't talk about pizza. Go watch fish eat each other. Leave me alone. Tell me about fish. There's one way to get those fish to stop eating each other. Throw in some Toronto pizza shaped like fish. Let them get a chomp of one of those. They'll stop eating post haste. 201-989-0012 is the phone number. Give a call. We are shockingly, there's 15 minutes left in the show. Phones are empty. How about that? Old phones are empty. The old phone bank, people tell me what to do. Tell me what to do. Don't anybody tell me what to do. Make your children's book longer. Don't make fun of pizza. Go look at fish killing each other. Tell me what to do. Make me want to barf. Make me want to barf. Almost as bad as the time I barfed when I ate that Toronto pizza. I mean, I'll keep it going. I'll keep it going till the end of time. Till it's just me sitting here alone. It'll be like AI. 4,000 years from now, I'll be at the bottom of the ocean talking about pizza. Also, next week on the show, we're going to do the United States of Bruce. Now, what is that? Well, New Jersey has Bruce Springsteen. And who is the Bruce Springsteen from your state? We're going to do all 50 states in one show. I am so curious to see who the Bruce Springsteen of Idaho is. Some are obvious. We'll talk about it more next week. Of course, John Cougar, Mellencamp is the Indiana Bruce. Well, no, we're not.
I got California's.
And Pat, this is your idea, right?
It started with me realizing who the answer for California is, which I'll
disclose
pitch next week.
Yeah. I think it's the lead singer of Phantom Planet. We were on the run, always on the gun, looking at the 101. California, here we come, right
You're
back
close.
where we started from. Back to the phones. Hot phones, baby. 201-989-0012. Best show, hello.
Hello.
Hi, welcome to the show.
Thanks.
To whom am I
It's
speaking?
Jim from Denver.
Jim from Denver. What's up, Jim?
Or Tim, whichever.
Tim from Denver. What's up, Tim?
Not much. What's going on with you? Like, I can't figure out a theme for tonight, but it was super funny.
That's how it goes sometimes, Tim. We don't need no themes to be funny.
All right. I got a couple things like, I got something for Mike. but it's blue. But I don't know if you don't want to do that. We don't even do that. But
Mike,
it's a
yeah.
This guy's got something for you. It seems like it's going to be dirty. Seems like it's going to be dirty. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Tom, I think maybe you'll remember in the 90s the weirdest tour. It was like the Flaming Lips, Stone Temple Pilots, the Beehole Surfers. Do you remember any of that?
I don't remember that specific tour.
All right, so let me go on. 92, 93, Omaha, Nebraska. This crazy like alternative dumb rock tour comes through, and Mike.
Yeah.
The Beehole Surfers are playing. They're crazy psychedelic Texas, whatever rock. Right? Strobes are going like it's going crazy.
I really don't like when this guy says Beehole Surfers, guys.
Well, what you want me to say the whole thing?
Yeah, say it. I'd rather you say it.
The Butthole Surfers.
Yeah, that's so much better than.
Oh God.
Yeah.
What? I don't know who agrees with me and who doesn't, but
it's Tom. Tom,
are playing
your leader, Tom, the baddest MFer in the land.
Yeah, man. Jay Leno told you that.
Jay Leno.
We know who the toughest MFer in LA is.
In the land. That guy said I'm the toughest MFer in the land.
Well.
And then when that band, you saw how good that Daniel Romano set was? Did you see that?
Who? Oh, the band you just had on. Yeah.
After they played, hottest set I ever saw in my life, guy comes up right back to me, goes, what they just did, you do every bleeping Tuesday night.
Yeah, man, that's your thing. That's why we're here.
That's your thing. That's why we're here. I'll let it slide.
Come on, man.
Tim, I'll let it slide. What do you got for Mike? What do you got for Mike?
All right, let me tell the rest. Mike, the most public display of affection I've ever seen was during the Butthole Surfers set in Omaha in like 1992, 1993. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess so.
What, somebody...
Like, that was insane.
Two people were having fun?
Yeah. And on the floor, like, during the show. Like, what? Like, I was watching the band, and then, like, my friend, like, turned my head, and I was like, what's happening?
Okay.
All right, that's not fine. It's not funny.
Where'd you think this was going? Where'd you think we were going with this?
Did you think I was condoning that conduct?
Yeah. You think Mike is a religious? He's a man of faith, and for you to think that Mike, who's a man of faith, would celebrate, because I don't want. Look, I'll tell everybody about Mike here. He researches all you nightmare people. He studies you. He acts like he's one of you. You go to Mike's place. There's a doormat, and it says, if you ain't got faith, you're going to catch on fire when you walk in this place. And I've seen it happen. I've seen people of little faith walk into that place, and immediately their skin starts to crinkle and crackle like it's Raiders of the Bleeping Lost Ark. He doesn't want to hear your sick story of somebody getting down at a Flaming Lips show. You think that's what Mike wants to hear? It's the last thing he wants to hear.
You remember what song it was that brought it on?
No, I don't. No.
See, that detail could have made the story.
That would have turned the story, Tim.
No, it was the whole Surfer song. I don't remember. Yeah. Also, Mike sent me a copy of the Tom Hanks, Steven Spielberg 1960s Nixon movie, whatever it was.
What?
And it wasn't a registered, legal copy. It was over the state lines, and I was.
Are we all high?
A little worried.
I just looked
sent
it
you a
up,
bootleg
actually.
DVD.
Yeah. I just looked it up. It
Yeah.
was, the song was The Shah Sleeps in Lee Harvey's Grave, was the one they were getting down on.
See, now that's funny. That's funny.
Yeah.
I mean,
That
you
would've
only
done the
need one
trick.
more detail to make it a funny story.
See, and Mike knows literature. Is a well-read dude.
Yeah.
He gave my book 1 star over on Goodreads. 1 star. He said, better luck next
I gave
time.
it 5.
Thank you. Well, now you actually should stay on
Yeah.
the phone.
I think I gave a couple Faulkner books 4 stars, Tom.
Mhm.
Come on.
Okay.
You're in good company.
Yeah.
Mike, you
Good
still read
company.
fiction?
And I can't deny.
I'm reading Frankenstein now.
Fine.
You are?
Oh, yeah.
It's a good book.
It is a good
Enjoying
book. I read it. I read Frankenstein.
Yeah. For Halloween.
Yeah.
Getting in the mood.
I'm actually reading Feed My Frankenstein now. It's a book. It's a book about 80s era Alice Cooper.
It's a little different from the movie, right, Tom?
Look, I don't exactly remember it. Because first of all, Frankenstein in the book, he ain't got no bolts on his neck.
Oh, but he's yellow and with black lips. So,
Yeah.
it's different, but it's kind of weird too, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What was interesting to me, as soon as he creates this monster, the monster runs away. And then, I'm still into it, but I thought that was interesting.
While reading the book, who do you think portrayed Frankenstein the best on screen?
Happy Mike.
Well, who do I have? I mean, Boris Karloff, and who else did it?
De
John
Niro
Carradine?
do it?
De Niro.
De Niro? What movie?
Frankenstein.
Oh, I never saw that.
Peter Boyle from Young Frankenstein.
Boyle, yeah.
He was a good Frankenstein.
Yeah, he was a little more limber. I think that's truer to the book.
Play my song. Play Tool. Play Thrice. AP Mike. Willie Nelson sucks.
The guy gave me the finger too. That was weird.
That is a weird move. That's
Inside. The only place for the finger is in a car, right?
Yeah, I would say so. A car. Mike, you just hold on. Where is the best place to give
That's a good one.
Finger?
I'm adding it too.
Yeah, let's kill this United States of Bruce topic. I think next week is where's the best place to give the finger. AP Mike. Fun pack. Open fun pack. Stupid magazine in middle. Make Frankenstein mad. Frankenstein mad.
I think we have to bring, into the modern era. When's the last time they did a Frankenstein movie? I don't remember this Robert De Niro thing at all.
Mike, what about this? I think it was directed by Kenneth Branagh.
Yeah, I was going to say that's the one. And it's like a direct adaptation of the book.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. It's okay. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't blown away by it. Anyway, no one cares.
No, I care.
It's my favorite movie.
I care. Mike,
Favorite movie.
what would you think about this?
I don't know.
Frankenstein in Bayonne.
Yeah. I'm thinking a couple people who might want to audition.
Yeah. I'm thinking in Bayonne, they'd have to ask people to be less like Frankenstein to get the job.
Mike, could you record a Frankenstein in Bayonne for a Halloween show for the best show?
Yeah, let me
voice it.
Give some thought to it. Yeah, a little Halloween audio trip. Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Quick check. Green quick check. Frankenstein, want pickle. Want giant dill pickle.
Why is there chili in everything?
Too much chili. He starts smashing up the quick check. Frankenstein, want to pump on gas. Not trust employees. Hey, you can't pump your own gas. This is Jersey. That's when I know I'm succeeding. When I get back from Mike. Like I said, you're one step away from saying, sounds like you're having a lot of fun over there.
No, I'm trying to stay in the background.
Yeah. Frankenstein in Bayonne. Look for Captain Bayonne. Frank Massa's closed. Frankenstein mad. What do you think about that, Mike?
I like it.
I'm glad. I'm glad you like it. Well, my friends, the time has come. The best show is over. Go in peace. Best parts of church, go in peace. You hear go in peace? It's the best thing I ever heard in my life. My mother dragged me to church. Let's all go to church. Really? Then we're one of those families late. Yeah, great. Well, let's all stand against this, lean against this radiator in the corner. Burn my back on this thing because no more seats. And then everybody's looking when you got to go up to receive communion. Man, not us. We ain't eligible.
You ate within an hour?
No, I just didn't go to confession in the last 9 years. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. It has been 6.5 years since my last confession. I lied to my parents a couple times, and haven't been to church since I was 3. Yeah, do 3 Hail Marys, 3 Our Fathers. Bored priest on the other side of that thing.
It kind of sounded like the priest was Frankenstein, too. Just a little bit.
Forgive me, Father. No, Frankenstein, did you go to confession? No. Then you can't receive communion.
Father Frankenstein. That's a good title.
Father Frankenstein. Peace be with you. Peace be with you. Peace be with you. Everybody shaking hands. Peace be with you. Peace be with you. Peace be with Frankenstein. What do you think of that? Candles. Why Frankenstein not like he gets mad those candles are all lit at the back of the church. Fire! Pass the basket around. Frankenstein no have singles. Have to put $5 in basket. Frankenstein want to make change in basket. Who puts coins in basket? Who that cheap?
Frankenstein
Well, everybody
doesn't have church envelopes.
Yeah. Well, Mike, wielding of your fancy churches in Bayonne with your fancy envelopes for the money. Maybe I'll start going back to church. Maybe that's what I'm missing in my life. Nope. Thought about it. That ain't happening. Everybody, Best Show will be back next week. The topic, who in the United States of Bruce, who is the Bruce Springsteen in each and every state? We're going to do every state, all 50 of them, figure out who the Bruce Springsteen is for each of your states. And maybe we'll do the Canadian provinces also. What do you think about that?
Good idea.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, people in the chat were asking for international Bruces.
Yeah, okay. People in the chat want international Bruces, you'll get your international Bruces. And in the meantime, the Best Show, I got to get a gavel in here, and just when it's over, I hit it. Right?
The gavel didn't make the track.
Oh no, it's here. It's here. I just got to have it in here though.
It's in miscellaneous box 34.
Pat,
he's probably right.
Every box is open. It's all here. We got all the stuff. The gavel's here. You don't believe me? You don't believe me? No, you don't believe me? Hold on. You stay here. Stay. Be right back.
Here come the judge.
Yep. It's a 20-minute walk to his office.
I think there is, guys, I think there is an unopened box in the Forever Dog closet. I saw it when I was there. I think it's box 34.
You think that's 34?
Yeah. Yeah.
You got any money on this? Any money?
I mean,
I'll bet. Oh, I know he has it because I've seen it.
Okay.
I'll bet 10. I'm good for 10.
So I should have bet.
Well, yeah, you had inside information.
That is.
I'm not going to.
I could go to jail for that.
I'm not going to bet now.
Show
is there anything else we should plug while Tom's gone?
I'll go to the Patreon, patreon.com/thebestshow. The second episode of Rubenesque is up right now.
Third being recorded soon.
And Four Horsemen being recorded soon, too. So.
Am I horseman number 2 or 3?
I don't know. I don't know if there's a call sheet for horsemen.
Do we have numbers?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I think, Mike. I think you'd be 2 just by seniority.
But 4 is a good number for me. 4 is a good number for me.
All right.
You can be 4
if you.
That's what
if
you
you
want.
prefer being 4.
What if he can't find it though? Here's the thing.
Then
listen, I'm not lying. There's a box. There's a box in the closet.
I thought for sure he'd be back by now.
Mostly still packed. I don't
don't know, guys. I'm not sure.
Oh no!
Can't find it.
Oh man, I should have took the wager.
All right.
Man.
Wait, who lost money on it?
10?
I would have lost money. I would have lost money.
Who owes who money?
Mike and Jason both owe me $10.
All right, hold on. I'm finding this gavel.
I was going to bet that you couldn't find it, but Studio was sure that he saw the gavel.
I've seen it.
I bet $10 that
Joe Dana says, "Is this slice of life?" It basically has become one.
There's a determined look on Tom's face that I don't think this show's ending until the gavel is produced.
I think he's going to have to find it, or he's going to find some form of a hammer.
Look, I can dig out the inventory and figure out what box I put it in because I know I labeled it.
Andrew, what's the feel over there right now?
Sorry, real quick. Yeah, not looking great.
It's not looking great.
Not looking fantastic for the
search. Is he just grunting from the office?
There's various noises emanating through the halls.
Let me just say, for those listening that don't know, I did a very detailed inventory list from the New Jersey studio to LA, and I literally labeled the box that the gavel is in, and I'm not kidding. I think it's It might
You're
be,
probably right. Your
it
stuff
might
was
be like-
super
it might be
detailed.
box 34. I'm not.
I
even
think it
kidding.
is.
And I could pull it up. And
Well, I
find
bought
that.
the gavel, so this has a sentimental meaning.
Oh,
Yeah, we really got to get to the bottom of where it
So
is.
I want to know whether it made the trip.
I'm glad Brett whipped up a technical difficulties.
Yeah, I think we
not-
may get some footage here of the search, so stand by.
Stole my gavel.
How come you haven't been summoned?
I'm not
Be
there.
part of it.
Somebody
Oh,
stole
you're
my
not there.
gavel.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Somebody
You never know
stole my
where-
gavel.
Oh no!
If I find out who stole my frickin' gavel, it's a warning. I'm gonna warn you right now. Someone stole my gavel.
Ah.
One of these rat bastards out there. From one of these
Another
other
show?
podcasts. Maybe.
Oh wow. Okay.
I don't know who it is. But you listen to me, right? You listen good right now. I'm talking to the camera like in that Mel Gibson movie,
Uh-huh.
The Beaver. No, wait, Ransom. You listen
You know,
to me. Zip it for a second.
Okay.
God bless you, but zip it.
Zipped.
Hi, my name's Tom Scharpling. Someone at the Forever Dog Studios stole my gavel and the little piece of wood that you hit a gavel with. This gavel is valued at $71,000. And
Pat, you're not on mute.
I know.
Order in the court, folks.
you have 48 hours to return this gavel, or you will face the wrath of me. I'm going to go full Frankenstein on you and smash up your place of residence or your home or your church the way you smashed my place by stealing my gavel. Not unlike the news story that we all heard last week where Frankenstein smashed up a Quick Check in Bayonne, New Jersey. This gavel is a family heirloom.
Take a second.
And it must be returned, or I will hunt each and every one of you down. And wear your faces like in the movie Face Off. It will be a face on because I will put your faces on my face. And then I will rob a gavel store. Make sure I look right at the security camera so you get arrested for stealing the gavel. And I will return your face upon stealing it so that they can identify you as the person who robbed the gavel store. I am not joking. This is not a light or a time of levity. This is a time of stone cold seriousness. This gavel meant everything to me. Some might say I forgot that this gavel even existed until 6 minutes ago. And now I'm manufacturing outrage over a dumb piece of crap that laid in the Best Show studio for years unattended.
It wasn't that cheap.
How much was it?
It was
$71,000. $71,000. And not unlike a Patek Philippe watch, these gavels go up in value.
They do.
And this gavel at auction would most likely sell for $19 million. Thank you. please end the best show. The Best Show is produced in partnership with the Forever Dog Podcast Network. The show is hosted by Tom Scharpling and features John Worster, Jason Gore, Pat Byrne, and Michael Lisk. The show is produced and written by Jason Gore, Pat Byrne, Michael Lisk, John Worster, and Tom Scharpling. The Best Show is executive produced by Tom Scharpling, Brett Boehm, Joe Cilio, and Alex Ramsey. The show is engineered and mastered by Andrew Gleason, website and technical support provided by Martine Sellis, and the show is recorded at Forever Dog Studios in Los Angeles. Support The Best Show on Patreon over at patreon.com/thebestshow and follow us on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram over at Best Show for Life. That's Best Show number 4 Life. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.